D2L Corporation, we welcome you. Dr. P. Krishnakumar, CEO and Secretary, Nehru Group of Institutions, we welcome you, sir. Dr. C. Guna, COO, RVS Group of Institutions and Establishments. Dr. S.J. Vijay, Director, Research and Consultancy, Karunya Institute of Technology and Sciences. Next, S.K. Binu Shiva Singh, Registrar, Jeppiaar University. Please join with us. Dr. K. Ramasamy, Chancellor, Karpakam Academy of Higher Education. Professor Dr. M. Sundararajan, Vice Chancellor, Bharat Institute of Higher Education and Research. First, I request Dr. S.J. Vijay, Director of Karunya Institute of Technology and Sciences, to take away.
So good afternoon, everyone. I think a very, very interesting topic, though we are late, so I've been advised to keep this session for 30 minutes, but then I think we have very good ocean of knowledge on this stage at the moment, and what I will do is, I'll introduce the topic first, give a brief context, and then I'll ask my co-panelists to delve upon the topic 3 to 4 minutes each, and then we will conclude. Will that be okay, sirs? Thank you so much. We are talking about the global collaboration and partnerships in education. This is a very, very relevant topic, especially in these times. Global collaborations and partnerships used to happen some 10 years, 20 years, 25 years ago also. But those partnerships were essentially signing up MOUs with international universities for faculty and student exchange, and that is it. Today, when we talk about global partnerships and global collaborations, it has an absolute different meaning, because today we are in a scenario where we are actually offering technology-enabled education, which means that all the boundaries and all the restrictions in terms of interactions between the international educational institutions and our educational institutions do not exist anymore. We have instances where besides the faculty and student exchange, we are collaborating with our foreign counterparts in almost every aspect of education delivery and teaching delivery. We are talking about international collaborations and integrations in the area of content and research, content development and research. We are borrowing international content and lending them our content. These days, we're talking about Bharat Knowledge System or India Knowledge System. The idea is to develop unique content in this area and be able to actually export this content to international universities. At the same time, use their subject matter experts to import that content and integrate it with our existing content to be able to deliver global education. In the area of assignments, assessments, in the area of technology-enabled education delivery, in the area of having specific subject matter experts from leading external international universities, and be able to provide that expertise, knowledge to our students and faculties in India using technology-enabled education has become very, very common. At the same time, besides the faculty exchange, and besides the content exchange and besides the technology exchange, we have also had challenges being faced by our institutions, faculties and students in terms of international collaborations and partnerships. And today's topic of discussion hovers around that. The idea is to go around to all of you to understand how in your respective institutions the international collaboration and partnerships have taken place, in terms of it could be faculty exchange, it could be guest lectures from international universities delivering some subject matter expertise, or there could be some faculty exchange or student exchange, or there could be joint collaborative programs. Now that's also in the vogue these days. So there are many universities who are partnering with international universities to offer twinning programs or joint certification programs or twin degree programs, where a part of program is done here in our local university and a part of program is delivered in the international university, leading to joint certification, and the student become alumnus of both the institutions. So a lot of experimentation and a lot of nuances are coming up in this sector. And we're coming up with good ideas, great ideas. Now the Indian education sector has also opened for the international campuses to open in our own country, and therefore more such instances of partnerships and collaboration would be seen amongst the education circles in higher education. So what I will do is that I'll go to all my co-panelists to seek their views on this, and I'll first go to Dr. S.J. Vijay to let us know about how this has helped your institutions and any insights that you may give to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Prem. And I would like to thank the ArdorComm and LinkedIn for inviting us to this program. And it's a great opportunity to interact with all of you. Once again, I congratulate the team for putting up this show. Right. About the international collaborations or generally collaborations with others, as Dr. Prem said, it is always just signing an MOU or an agreement with another institution or another industry or whatever it is. And finally, the paper lies in the desk. But what matters is how we actually collaborate and come out with some outcomes. The outcomes may be research, the outcomes may be, as he said, exchange programs, teaching learning methodologies, all those things. There are a lot of outcomes that we can expect out of collaboration with international university. Now the point comes when the question arises how to initiate this collaboration, or what strategies that we can follow, or what strategies we can implement in our institutions. So one of the important strategy that we follow in our institution is, first and foremost, we have certain fellowships given to our faculty members to visit countries. These faculty members we choose based on their prior publication credentials, or maybe how they have performed in their teaching learning methods, and have they already established a small connection with any of their peers in other institutions or other countries, in other countries. So this is one of the ways we initiate collaboration, that is one-on-one collaboration, which yields more result than just signing an MOU with institution and institution. One-on-one collaborations has yielded better results for us. In our case, we have published and we have implemented a lot of teaching learning methods by adopting from these one-on-one connections. So that is one thing which we have implemented. Second thing what we have done is we have benchmarked ourselves with other prior top institutions and found that these kind of collaborations yielded better research results and better teaching outcomes. So that also we have done, and we have seen who are the top performing faculty members. That we have, those faculty members have been categorized, and we have given them incentives, we have given them a lot of facilities to implement their strategies, implement their research, implement their teaching learning methods. We are also having regular one-on-one sessions with these partners, these collaborators, because once you start an initiation, just by visiting them once will not be sufficient. A continuous relationship with them. Every week we call them or we talk to them, at least say hi to them, and we initiate our discussions. So that is how we were able to organize plenty of conferences. We were able to publish a lot of articles in collaboration with international institutions. Of course, as you said, the twinning programs and dual degree programs are all in the pipeline, but the one-on-one collaborations, we found that it is more relevant, more yielding results. So that is what we have implemented in our institution for initiating this collaboration and doing a lot of research and teaching learning methods.
Great, fantastic, and a fantastic contribution. You're right. What's happening is that many of the Indian universities are now thinking about joint or twining degree programs or even diploma programs, where when you do a part of the program in India, obviously your costs are saved. And this leads to a certification and a partial degree from the Indian institution, and so that when you go to the international university, you only do a portion of program and therefore your costs are optimized. So I think that's a very, very good way to optimize the costs, which are actually humongous when you talk about international education. But at the same time, ensure that the student gets good quality education both ways. And using technology, this is absolutely feasible and practical. So thank you for your contribution, sir.
State him.
Yeah, sir. So we'll do that, sir. Okay. No, it's fine, sir.
So Dr. Prem Maheshwari, Director of South Asia D2L Corporation, as well as stating Dr. S.J. Vijay, Director of Karunya Institute of Technology and Sciences. Thank you, sir. Prem, sir, you can continue now.
Okay, so continuing on the discussion, I'll go to Dr. C. Gunasekaran. Now, there are three or four areas where I would like our discussion to actually maneuver. One is, of course, I mentioned about content. So what we're doing is that we are gradually delving into a space where not only our content gets created, unique content, the Indian context gets developed into certain global content which can then be shared with our international partners. And believe you me that their international partners are very keen on the Indian content development and especially research and development in India. At the same time, we are also able to import the best of the best, content from overseas. So one is the content, sir. The second area is, of course, as he mentioned, is of course the international student and faculty exchange. Third is also adopting innovation pedagogies. Now, innovation pedagogies in the sense that we have been in India following a standard way of delivery of education, which is more of delivering lectures, less of project-based or less of, example-based education. At the same time, the focus is less on digital way of education in India so far, though we have progressed substantially well in that area, as a result of which we still have gaps when we collaborate with international students and of course, international institutions. So that's one area. The other one is adopting nuances in the assessment and assignment system. So we still are focusing our attention on the invigilated examinations, where students come to examination hall and write invigilated examinations. But there are a lot of nuances, lot of novice practices the international institutions and universities are adopting, and we must learn. So there's a possibility of fantastic collaboration between international institutions where we can learn a lot about our assessment and assignment and grading possibilities and feasibilities. And the last area is use of technology, spatially, academic learning management systems to deliver our education in the hybrid mode. We all talk about hybrid education, we all talk about using learning management platforms, but are we actually in practical using it? I was going through a survey which said that though COVID forced us to adopt technology-enabled education, but actually in reality there are only 15% to 16% institutions which are actually using hybrid education, using learning management platforms. So that's one area where a lot of scope exists, where we can actually see that we use technology-enabled education immensely to deliver new pedagogies and new ways of engaging students and better collaboration between faculties and students. So these are the four areas which I think that are very important. So I would seek your advice on these four areas, how you're doing in your institutions, and any advice that you may have for the audiences, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Prem. I am Dr. Sekaran, representing RVS Group of Institutions. First of all, I would like to thank LinkedIn, ArdorComm, for organizing such a great event in Coimbatore today. And we all have a great opportunity of sharing our views and ideas, and then get to learn from various stalwarts in their own fields. Globalization of industry started way back in independence period, and then it took its own course of evolving from GATT agreement to WTO in the year 1995, and then the kind of trade practices are being globalized, and the liberalization took place, and now the industrialization process is in a full swing. But internationalization of higher education is just now started being thought about it, and there are lots of talks are going around. Individual institutions have got their own twinning programs, their own collaborations with their own partners all around the world. But as a whole, a full comprehensive strategy has not been yet developed so far, I should say, by the stakeholders, be it the educational institutions themselves or the stakeholders, could be the government or any other agencies. Now, only in NEP 2020, this is being very strongly spoken, this is being very strongly focused, that internationalization of higher education in India is very, very essential. Now people started feeling about the necessity of that. Like he said that the content, what we have in our own generated in India, whether it is on par with the global standards, whether it is acceptable to all other countries abroad, could be ahead of us or could be trailing behind us. But I should say we were pioneers. The globalization process or the internationalization of higher education in India, I would like to say it is only a redoing part of it. We were already doing a lot of internationalization of our education 1,000 years before, when we had our the topmost universities like Nalanda, Takshashila. These are all the universities that are attracting people from all over the globe. And we were the pioneers. We were teaching all kinds of value system. We were teaching the world all kinds of the technology, astronomy, history, classicals. So these are all things which we were the guru. And only recently, the NEP 2020 is talking about that Bharat should become the Vishwaguru of the whole globe, to completely create the equity, equality, and all other factors which will make the complete well-being of the globe. That is what is the concept which is being spoken in internalization of higher educations in India. On the contrary, I will say, like, people should start comparing themselves with India. Like, it is not like statistics say that more than 10 lakh students are going abroad for studying higher education, whereas we are attracting less than 10% of the students going outside, which is a sad scenario. So it should be at least an equilibrium. Like, if in industry terms, our import should be at least equal or more than the export. So similarly, the students coming to India to learn our values, to learn values of our country, to learn values of our history, our own sciences, astronomy, and kinds of the technology what we have been following in terms of everything. Indian sciences like Ayurveda and Siddha are pioneers now. It is being caught up momentum in the world today. So the internationalization of higher education should help the globe. On the contrary, not India, not our nation Bharat. More than that, we should be the guru of the countries outside by teaching our own values, our own technology, what we had been possessing from Gurukul period. That is what is my idea about it. And currently now we have laid out a lot of strategies in whatever the factors which he has been, Dr. Prem has been mentioning. Like, to emphasize all such things, now we have the well laid out strategies being implemented. Now today, like all kinds of methodologies are being implemented to internationalize this, internationalize the higher education in India by like attracting joint research programs, by attracting, signing a lot of MOUs with various universities all over the world, and by improving their communication, by improving their adaptability. That is one of the more important factors, is the adaptability point of it now. Because we teach education for life rather than the education for living. Because now, unless otherwise, our Bharat values, Indian values are emphasized globally, we will not be able to save the globe from all kinds of disturbances like terrorism, or disturbances like environmental issues, ecological issues, and community and social issues. But we had the solution for every issues ourselves. I don't think we need to go and look for any education, look for any technology outside India. We should make our country more popular with our own technology. We have got solutions for everything, whatever you want now. You have medical sciences, you have health sciences, you have life sciences, you have technology, you want astronomy, you want mathematics. We were pioneers in mathematics and astronomy, all of you must be knowing. So, by doing the globalization, we are creating the values, Bharat values, throughout the world. We make everybody to learn our values, and then make the globe very complete, perfect equilibrium in all factors, and the complete well-being of the planet is going to be achieved. That is what I feel about it. For that, we have a completely well-laid strategies by NEP 2020 and other stakeholders. The government and the concerned institution should work out an excellent strategy to see that definitely some of the countries may be edging over India. I am not saying no, but still we can also learn the technology, we can also learn the strategy from other countries for a better values. That is what is very important today. So in that way, I will say the globalization or transnationalization of the higher education will be definitely achievable in the near future with these kind of approaches, and with these kind of methodologies to be followed in such a way, so that the whole globe is taken to a status where everything is under well-being. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for your inputs. I think very relevant. And I'll pick one sentence from what you just mentioned, is that we export 10 lakh students every year, and we just receive 10% of them here. Whereas the kind of facilities, resources, knowledge base that we have in our own country is enormous, fantastic, fantabulous, because we're not able to probably or perhaps market ourselves better into the outside world. We have yoga sciences, you mentioned, we have Ayurveda, you have homeopathy, we have so many of the medical and health sciences where the world is struggling to get subject matter experts. We have India knowledge system. I think you talk about any field, be it engineering, be it medicine, be it management, we have our own expertise. We are the IT incubators to the world. We have given the IT systems to the world. We still are people sitting in India and managing so many international systems, including the developed economies like US and Europe. So I think we have all that expertise. The only issue is that are we able to market those capabilities outside India, so that we are able to attract talented students, international students, and maintain and manage that equilibrium, which is absolutely skewed towards export rather than import. So very relevant point, sir. Now I'll turn my attention to Dr. P. Krishnakumar. So what has been your experience, and especially in the realm of globalization and internationalization, and your thoughts about and pieces of advice to the educationists sitting in this room?
Good afternoon to all of you, and thank you so much for inviting us to part of this great intellectual discussion. And our moderator, Dr. Prem, has taken an opportunity to give all of us a different thoughts. And for us, on behalf of Nehru Group of Institution, I represent this hall. And I think both from the university, from Karunya and another group of institutions have expressed their thoughts on globalization and how we can collaborate. So I'm not repeating what they've said, because this afternoon should be informative, where I feel there is a new ecosystem has developed in our educational system, which we call it as culture of entrepreneurship and motivation for youth to become entrepreneurs and create an ecosystem to start their own businesses like startups. So we in Coimbatore, Nehru Group of Institutions, have Technology Business Incubator, which is funded by DST Central Government, which is a platform for all the college children to think beyond curriculum and to have a dream to start their own entrepreneurs. So Coimbatore being it's a known city for entrepreneurs ecosystem, because we have a great tradition in here. Almost a lot of MSMEs are here. Now the question of collaborating with foreign universities or foreign entity with regard to this ecosystem, what I understood is that one is through this ecosystem, one improvement which we have witnessed in our institution is that the ability of the faculties to publish papers, and normally we see that publication is only one objective. But from there is another objective or other transformation which happens in our campuses or any of the campuses in the top institution is that which leads to a pattern. So I think India is moving so fast. The faculties and the researchers are also contributing a lot towards getting more patterns in sitting in India itself. And the collaboration which we do is that it is not only getting publication or applying for grant for patent in India, but abroad also. So I think that is a new thing which has started, developed, or started developing in the educational institutions in terms of foreign collaboration. Number two, yes, every institution has their own tuning program, faculty exchange program, student exchange program, but there is one system which we found as very interesting is the culture of entrepreneurship. That means a set of students thinks that they can develop one prototype here, sitting in Coimbatore, and they want to collaborate with a foreign university. And the second part of that prototype to become a commercialization, probably the technology and the facility may not be available in India right now or in Coimbatore. So they try to have a collaboration with the foreign university laboratories and the students, those who are working there. And I think that is a new collaboration which is going to make a lot of wonders in our ecosystem called startup culture. And past few years, we can see that we are in the top 3 as well as startup culture and startup success stories. And almost all startup, there will be failures, but still more success stories we read and we understand from different newspapers. So I think the change which is going to happen already, because academic friend, they have already talked. So I don't want to repeat that. That is why I start talking about ecosystem called entrepreneurship. There is a new culture which students are ready to take and the faculties are ready to take in our country. And especially our country is spending a lot of amount in a lot of campuses by central government and state government to say that startup culture has to be improved. So I think this collaboration, where which sitting in Coimbatore, probably everything cannot be developed in one product, but a second part of electronics or second part of high-end technology which they want to use as the final commercialization before the commercialization happen. I think this culture of collaborating each other with the universities in terms of seeing that prototype becomes a successful product, and from the product it goes to become a commercialized product where which the success story happens in our country. I think that is a new ecosystem which we see in our educational institutions. Not only in our institution, a lot of institution has come forward, a lot of institution has proved that this is where the change is happening, sitting here instead of going there. So I think as far as this area is concerned, I strongly believe there is an ample scope of opportunity for all the institutions because all children are capable of taking risk because they are undergone this COVID period. From there onwards, they are technologically sound. Now, where this technology is taken, how to harness this technology for a right purpose is the biggest challenge in front of all of us. So I think that is where we feel that this collaboration, not only in academics, not only on research, because that is already happening here, beyond that, this new ecosystem, if each campuses, each set of students can start thinking, and each institution can start thinking about collaborating with foreign universities to see that cost effectively the success story happens here. I think that is where I find a new era is going to happen in our country within 1 decade or 5 years or 10 years. Years we cannot mention here, but I'm sure there are a lot of success stories in IT industry. All Indians are there. Like this, the startup culture also, Indian youth will be there down the line in the top in the world. I think that should happen from the campuses. That should happen from the school level. I think if that happens, I think our country is going to see a lot of entrepreneurs in which employment opportunity will be more and our economy will be very strong. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I'll just pick two aspects in your conversation. One is, of course, you talked about incubators, you talked about startups, and very relevant. You see, and I think in past decade, the way incubators and startups and innovation is happening all around our country is phenomenal. And that is proven by the number of patents that are being filed internationally and in our own country. Testifies and confirms that innovation is happening, and we are the generation of innovative ideas in our country. We today talk about Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, and we also talk about becoming the Vishwa Guru, and I think that's the right way because we have brains. Undoubtedly we have brains, we have supplied IT to the world, and now we are supplying innovative solutions into almost every aspects. And that also talks about the amount of research and development that is happening, especially with these startups. The advantage of having the internationalization and globalization is that there are certain resources, though our people are working, our students, our youngsters are really working hard to get new products and ideas developed. But at the same time, I think research and development is one area where I think we need to focus more. We still have a lot to be done in the area of research and development, and there, using technology-enabled education and conversations with the subject matter experts internationally could help the incubators and the startup people to actually generate better ideas which are more practical and therefore then would be acceptable by international institutions and governments to apply those ideas into their system. So I think quite relevant, and this is a very important part of internationalization and globalization. Absolutely dot on, sir. Now I'll go to Shri S.K. Binuji. Sir, again, we have talked about the content, we've talked about, incubators, we've talked about how do we exchange ideas between the international institutions and ourselves. A little bit of focus on technology-enabled education and how technology-enabled education actually has been and will be used by our institutions to ensure the proper exchange of knowledge between the two entities and therefore benefit all of these students, our students as also international students, and make life much more useful to everyone. So that's my question to you, sir.
Good evening, everyone present here. Thank you for this. Thank you, Adon Communication, for this opportunity. Myself, Binu Siva Singh, representing Jeppiaar University. We have just started 2 years back. Jeppiaar University started in the year of 2022. During this short span of time, we have a good success ratio in empowering students to understand the importance of global partnership. That is, I have some parameters, proven parameters that we have implement in our university. Number one is global virtual exchange and video conferencing for the students. So by using the expert from other countries, apart from India, other countries, we are giving some techie courses for our students and faculty members for for exploring their research activities and their academic activities. And number two is engaging students in international projects and collaboration. As of now, we got 2 projects in Vietnam-based company, and students are working on it as well. And third is awareness about study abroad programs and degree exchange program, and guest lectures and workshop for the students from international experts, enabling online course and resources to broaden students' knowledge, and cultural events and festivals, what the other countries are following, and even our Indian culture. Language learning and exchange. Even our university are providing some different language apart from the common language. We are training students like German, Japanese, and we are providing inside our university itself. And engaging students into collaborative research and publication. During this very short span of time, we have published more than 50 student publication in the reputed journals. And finally, professional development opportunities for the educators. Like even for this today, Ardor Communication, myself and the Pro-Chancellor are here. So we both came here and we got more knowledge about higher education and higher education policies. Out of 10, we can't able to implement all the 10 parameters. At least we are planning to implement 3 or 4 parameters itself. It will be successful for our university and our society. So thank you for this opportunity, Ardor Communication, for this wonderful opportunity for this program.
Thank you so much. What I would now like to do is to again go back to my co-panelists and request them for their concluding remarks. What in their thinking our institutions in India should be doing to ensure that we are riding the wave of globalization, internationalization, and how do we take benefit from the entire process, because we are in such a stage of the education, higher education, where we are all in the process of writing history. The future generations will take benefit of what we do now. So it's very important and critical for all of us to actually focus our attentions to these important areas. And I'll go to you first, sir.
Thank you. The internationalization of higher education, as I was mentioning, like we have a better edging over all other countries, not only now for yesteryears, more than almost 1,000 years before. Also we have been pioneering in sciences, and you can look at in between there could be a different scenario, but now you can see the kind of the growth we are poising now. The current situation in our nation, Bharat, is like we are almost like reached the 4 trillion economy with just a couple of people ahead of us with very little difference, Japan and Germany with 4 point something, and it is not too far to reach out the 3rd position behind US and China, very soon reaching 5 trillion economy, which is the dream of our current people. Now it is very much achievable. So we are the pioneers. By doing transnationalization of our concepts, our values, our economy, our culture. The culture is invaluable in India now. Everybody start envying on our culture. So by doing that, we are only trying to lead the whole planet in terms of all value systems. And then definitely there will be a methodology required. That is what being looked at by the current stakeholders in NEP 2020. Again, I am referring where even the guidelines have been drafted recently in terms of like framing the international syllabus, framing the international methodologies of joint research programs, student exchange programs, and faculty exchange programs, so that you will nullify the gap between the cultural difference and the diversities. That is what is required today. By doing that, definitely, as I told, that the complete equilibrium in terms of the value systems for the life and the higher education is very much going to be accomplished And we will be leading the whole world in maintaining the peace, maintaining the culture, maintaining the well-being of this planet. That is what my thought about it. Thank you for the opportunity given.
Thank you so much, sir. I'll go to you, sir, for your concluding remarks.
Thank you so much for, again, an opportunity. As a concluding remarks, I consider it as the change what has happened for our country, especially on higher education with regard to NEP policy. Because few years back, we can hear only few autonomous institutions in our country. Today, almost within 2 years or 3 years, almost 90 to 100% institution will be autonomous. That means we all have the freedom to decide on our syllabus, and apart from that, we have the freedom to collaborate with any foreign universities on any aspect. It is not only for the academic aspects or faculty exchange program or faculty development program, but also we can incorporate the hybrid learning in the syllabus. I think instead of a professor coming from America to India, it will be a costly affair for an institution. But we can decide certain percentage of the syllabus can be delivered from there in a hybrid mode. So it is like 90% our professors will handle, 10% the professor from abroad will handle. I think that also a great exchange and great experience for our children, those who are doing courses in our campuses. So I think that hybrid learning, which we have experienced during the COVID time, now it is going to be the reality, because today also we have seen a lot of great initiatives have come up, different courses has come up, and everyone is interested to take up. So I think all the institutions in our country able to do this, implement this. Only thing, our board of studies or our faculties has to decide which part has to come from abroad, which part we can contribute for them. It is not only one side, both the side we can do. I think that collaboration will make a lot of meaning for our days to come, because each teacher has its uniqueness. A teacher cannot be copied, or a technology cannot be replaced any teacher, that we all know that. So we can always be confident that our teachers are the best teacher who have the capability to deliver the best content. And also we talk about technology using to save their content, share the content, all that. So I think it is all in our hand how best our freedom has been going to be used in our institutions. So all these years we were looking at the universities, they collaborate, they exchange students, they exchange faculties, and we always admire them. Today, our country has given an opportunity for all the institutions, tier 2, tier 3 institutions also to have the freedom of taking a curriculum in a different way, where it will meet the requirement of the industry, meet the requirement of the society. I think that is where the freedom all about, and this collaboration, not only within India, but abroad also will happen, because today we don't have to travel, because the technology is in our hand. People can share their knowledge, share their experiences through different modes, which will help all our stakeholders in our institution. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. See your concluding remarks.
Thank you again. As Krishna sir said, we are autonomous, so that we can able to do anything as per any collaboration we can do. Like, only Asian countries have the affiliation concept. Apart from other countries, there is no affiliation concept. Just AICTE and UGC are taking a good initiative about that is NEP 2020 to remove all the affiliation converted to the deemed university or state private university. They are introducing one. And my suggestion is to have 1 or 2 integrated, industry-oriented integrated program in all the universities. That is to bridge the gap between the academia and the corporate world. Since the corporate is moving too much higher, but comparatively with academia, we are quite down. That is why I am suggesting all the universities to have a good integration program in association with a very reputed industry. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Just to conclude, I think we need to realize our potential. We have tremendous potential as a country. We are today the highest populated country in the world. We have the youngest population, which is in the schools and colleges today. We have crossed 1,200 universities. We have crossed 45,000 colleges, and I assume that in next couple of years, we will be somewhere around 2,500 universities in our country. And that means tremendous amount of students. We are very strong now, getting very strong in the online education space. We have 17 private universities which have got into online education space, which are not only catering to these students in our country, but also internationally. So the limitless potential that we have, the opportunities that we are sitting on are tremendous. The world is looking at us because they're aging, we are not. We have highest population, we have largest number of educational institutions, we have plethora of highly qualified faculties, excellent subject matter expertise, and this we need to make use of. We have highest number of people who now speak English. Internationally, we are looked at something which is great, as an economy. 8 trillion to 10 trillion economy in next few years is what the world is looking at. Let us, as heads of the institutions and educational institution, use this tremendous opportunity to our benefit and globalize, internationalize, let the world know the kind of content, the kind of faculties, the beautiful institutions that we have. Let the world come to us and use technology-enabled education to show to the world that we have the best, we are the best in all the aspects. That's my concluding remarks. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I request Dr. C. Gunasekaran, sir, COO, RVS Group of Institutions and Establishment, to come forward. To felicitate Dr. Prem Maheshwari, Director, South Asia, D2L Corporation. Claps, please. Thank you, Gunasekaran, sir. Dr. Prem, sir, you can do the felicitation now. So, felicitation to Dr. P. Krishnakumar, CEO and Secretary, Nehru Group of Institutions. I request Dr. C. Gunasekaran, RVS Group of Institution and Establishment, to make the felicitation. To S.K. Binu Siva Singh, Registrar, Jeppiaar University. Everyone please join for the group photo.